That is spectacular. One of France's best known potato dishes. That's pommes boulangères, and it is absolutely fantastic. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing French potatoes. We're doing a fantastic pommes boulangères. Now I don't know if I said it right, but it's good enough. We're making a fantastic potato dish which is cooked in the oven in a little bit of stock and butter with a bit of thyme and a bit of salt and pepper. Crisps over the top so you get a crispy layer and soft potatoes. It's one of the best potato dishes in the world. It's light, it's flavoursome. In fact, it's bursting with flavour, you know, it's got onions in. It's a fantastic dish. Unlike the Dauphinoise potatoes, which are full of cream, this is a lighter version. It's fantastic. Okay, we've got a bit of prep to do. We've got some onions to chop and we've got some potatoes to slice. Let's get on, come on. So it's very straightforward actually. We want to actually slice some onions. Now you can use any slicing gadget you've got, or you can just get on and slice them. That's up to you. We want thin onions. We're going to caramelize them. So we want thin onions like this, okay, and then we need a bowl actually to put them in. Let's get rid of those out of there, in there, okay. That's all we're doing. We're starting off with thin onions. So that is all our onions, finely sliced, ready for caramelizing. Potatoes is exactly the same. Now we want some thin sliced potatoes. Slice on a mandolin or just slice. Now what you're looking for is some even type slices like that. Okay, now you might not get them all even, don't worry about it. We want sliced potatoes, just take your time, nice and uniform if possible. Now it doesn't always work out and it's not critical, okay, so that's our potatoes in there. So just nice and steady. The only thing with slicing it like this, it makes a racket, you know. It really makes a racket in a kitchen, whereas if you're using a mandolin, you got no noise, you know. But hey, we're here, we're on our own, it doesn't matter. Okay, there you go, that was nice and straightforward. We got some potatoes, nicely sliced, look, they're lovely. Okay, we got, now I'm doing quite a lot of potatoes here and onions. In the recipe I'll put down for a kilo because I don't think you're going to use much more at home. We got a big gathering here today, so we're going to make quite a lot. Okay, potatoes, onions, we need to caramelize. Okay, pan on. This is a paella pan. Irrelevant what pan it is, but I'm going to stick this in the oven. I've greased the bottom and that's a little bit of olive oil. We're going on with the flame. Warm up your pan. Now you don't need it too hot. In there with onions. Now the thing is with the onions, we're not trying to blacken them. Okay, we want to caramelize. And we're not going to be using too much salt in this dish. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in for the onions. So we will be using pepper in here, a nice little bit of pepper. Not much salt because I'm using stock cubes. Now they are a beef stock cube. Now you know, use chicken, use veg, use whatever, but I like that beef flavour through here. And we are serving it with a beef roast actually, so it complements. Now for me, I always add a little bit of sugar to caramelize onions. That is your choice. It just helps caramelize the onions. And I was asked the other day, how long does it take to caramelize onions? It takes a long time. You're looking at a good 25 minutes for this amount of onions, maybe it's longer, up to about 30-35 minutes. Now if you had a big pan of onions, you know, you could be doing it for an hour. So don't rush, nice and steady, break them down. Now we're going to use clarified butter, and you could do it in the microwave like we've shown you before, or because this is going to take such a long time, we can do it an even easier way. Okay, we've got some butter in there, we've got an empty bowl, boiling water in there, bowl in there, lid over. All that butter will melt in there, and we will have the butter solids at the bottom and some clarified butter above. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper in here now with these onions, and basically my dish is going to be made up with the stock, the butter, pepper. Now you can salt a little bit in there, but don't put too much in if you've got a salty stock. And the only way you're going to do that is taste your stock. Oven temp today, when we've got this prepped, will be 160. You know, you can cook it a lot less, and you can cook it at 180. It's entirely up to you. Do it at 180, cover it up, cook it quicker. Okay, when you've got your onions like that, caramelized, that's good enough. We want a few of those out of there. So we're going to grab a few, take it out. Now what we need to do is just put a little bit of a layer on there like that. Okay, it's a really straightforward way now, you know. We want that little bit of onions on there, but we're going to have to go on there with some butter, because if not, these onions are definitely going to catch on the bottom of here, even though they're going to have stock in as well. So just give it a nice little even out like that. Clarified butter, there you are, and you can see the butter solids have dropped to the bottom, and that is only with boiling water. So we are going to take a little bit of that off there, and we are going to do that. Okay, we need to start layering. It's nice and steady. Now what I will do, actually, I will just put a little bit of stock in there as well, and then we've got the stock already on the bottom with the onions. Now it's a straightforward one, this, you know. It's in with your potatoes, overlap them all the way around, nice and steady. Now the smaller one's safe for towards the middle if you can. So all you folks that live in the north of England, this is just like making hot pot. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. A little bit of that butter on there. I'm going to put stock on as well, but you know, it's a building up of a flavour, this. A little bit of stock on there. We want it to steam up with a little bit of our stock in, you know. That's all flavour in there, and that potatoes are going to absorb that. Now this is where I put in a few onions to come through the potatoes. You know, everybody does it their own way. Some people slice up raw onion and put it in there. I prefer to do it this way. It just gives that little boost of an onion flavour coming through there. Everybody to their own. Also for me, a few fresh thyme leaves. Now if you don't have fresh, you know, you're putting in dried. It doesn't matter. You want a little boost of flavour in there with our potato. So basically it's all rinse and repeat. You just actually take more potatoes and sort of like overlap them again coming up. Okay, I think that's about as good as it's going to get today. Over there with a bit more of that butter. That's looking tremendous. And we just want to get a little bit more of that stock on there. Just help steam it through and cook those potatoes, giving it just that little bit of flavour. That is perfect. Right, you can go over there with a little bit more time if you so wish. I'm just going to go a dusting of black pepper. Now obviously pepper and things is to taste, it's up to you. A little bit of thyme on there. Okay, and now what we want to do is we want a couple of bay leaves actually, and we just want to put a couple of bay leaves inside. So all we're going to do now is cover that with foil, and we're going to shove it in the oven. Now you can go to all the trouble in trying to flatten it down, or you can just put some foil on there like that. Try not to stick it to the top of the potatoes. I don't want the potatoes coming off on the foil underneath if we can help it. And that's going to go sit in the oven for at least 55 minutes. At least. Probably an hour. Okay, that's about time enough. Let's have that out of there. Okay, let's whip this off here. Watch the steam. Oh, look at that. That looks superb. Right, we need to crisp that up now, but what we're going to do is put a little bit of butter over the top. We want the butter to soak in on there. A nice little bit of butter on the top there. And this is going to have about half an hour just to crisp up. Those potatoes are absolutely perfectly cooked. We just want a little bit of colour on there now. So I'm going to bob that back in. You've got quite a lot of stock and butter and things in there. I can see that. Let's get it in and crisp it up. Okay, I think that's about got it. We don't need to go too far. We want a bit of colour and a bit of crispiness on the top. There we have it. Look at that. That is our boulangère potatoes made. Over there with a little bit of thyme. Just for contrasting colour. Oh, look at that. Then all you got to do is fish out the bay leaves. We don't want the bay leaves. That is spectacular. Spectacular potato dish there. One of France's best known potato dishes. That's pommes boulangères, and it is absolutely fantastic. Seems a shame to wreck it, but it's got to be wrecked. So let's get in. We need to taste some of these potatoes. Pommes boulangères. Oh, we got a nice crispy top. Straight through to the potato at the bottom. Look at that. Soft, delicious potatoes with that onion. Oh, look at that. It's light, it's tasty, it has the crispy top, Has the soft potatoes, he's got that onion in there, butter, oh, a little bit of stock, thyme, a little bit of seasoning from the salt and pepper. Perfect. A real perfect potato dish to be served up with any meat dish or even a salad. It is fantastic. That is the French pommes boulangères potato dish made restaurant at home. Easy to make. There you go. And if you like what we're doing, don't forget share. Tell them all about the pommes boulangères. The boulangère potatoes, awesome. Best potato dish in the world, in my opinion. If you like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and we'll catch you in the next video. That soft, oniony goodness. And crispy top. What more can you want? Oh.